Welcome back to Dolly Cooks. I'm Dolly, and on this show, we cook from my kitchen in Manhattan. Now, for our inaugural episode, I'm going to be making oatmeal bread, which is a sweet dessert like bread, delicious with some soft butter on it, as a little pastry for breakfast with coffee, as dessert after dinner, as a midday snack. Do with it what you will. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees, and I already did another first step, which is pouring 1.5 cups of boiling water over 1 cup of oatmeal and letting that sit for 20 minutes. The next thing that I'm going to do is butter a loaf pan. For this recipe, we're going to be using half a stick of butter, so I'm going to reserve that. And then I'll use what's left over, some of it, to grease the pan. So let me get that done, and then I'll walk you through the ingredients you need, because if you're like me, you want to pull everything out before you start. All right, so cut that butter in half, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the half that's left over, slop that in here. Chef's best tool. Get it nice and greased up for us. So you're going to need both regular sugar and brown sugar for this. You're also going to need all-purpose flour, oatmeal, of course, vanilla, cinnamon, baking soda, salt, and 2 eggs. And I just realized I broke my own rule. I don't have the vanilla, so at some point I'm going to have to run away and go get that. So our pan is all buttered. Now we're ready to start working on the dough. I'm going to wash my hands and get the vanilla. You stay right there. In case you're wondering where I just went, like I mentioned, I live in New York City. My pantry is actually my linen closet in my hallway, so that's where the vanilla was. So to recap, now that we have everything here, you're going to need a cup of oatmeal, 1.5 cups of boiling water. Like I said, we've already done that. All-purpose flour, white sugar. This container looks old and disgusting. She's a reuser, okay? I bought this container back in like 2011. I've just been refilling it since. Brown sugar, baking soda, same thing, gross container. Have been refilling her for years. Vanilla, cinnamon, salts, 2 room temperature eggs, and half a stick of butter at room temperature plus more for the pan. Let's go. You're going to need a bowl. We're actually going to start by creaming together a half a stick of butter and a cup each of the white sugar and the brown sugar. This is a dry measure, right? Because we're baking. These are dry ingredients. And remember, when you're using brown sugar, you actually have to make sure it's tightly packed, not just loosely packed. So I'm filling it now, and I'm going to press it down. And probably need to add a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And then we will be needing the half stick of butter. And we're going to start beating it together. My white sugar had a couple of lumps in it, but nothing a little elbow grease can't take care of. I'm actually going to switch to a spatula for now, and I'll switch back to the whisk in a minute. That is fun. So you might be thinking, this chick is really here starting a YouTube channel called Dolly Cooks, and she's wearing a sports bra, workout pants, no makeup, and sounds like B. Arthur. Well, I'm getting over a cold. I've been doing some fall cleaning. That's the equivalent of spring cleaning. And it's like 80 degrees outside today, but I don't have the air conditioner on. So it is also 80 degrees inside my apartment. Okay. Butter and sugar are well combined. Now we're going to add eggs, oatmeal, and vanilla, and then we'll mix together the dry ingredients and then combine everything. So 2 eggs go in here. I'm gonna grab a little bowl for my eggs. I used to not be a person who would crack an egg into a separate bowl. However, recently I had a bad egg. And learned an important lesson. Grabbing my compost bin for the eggshells. Great. Yeah, so I had 2 bad eggs. That was really gross. And now when people on cooking shows tell you, like, ooh, like, crack the eggs into a different bowl first, there's a reason. You don't want a stinky egg unless you want to start your recipe over. Gross. All right, egg and sugar and butter combined. Now, a teaspoon-ish of vanilla, but like, I know I don't measure vanilla. And you shouldn't either. Okay, that smells really good because vanilla. Going to quickly dump the oatmeal in this bowl. It's been well hydrated with water. Just give that a quick stir in, and then we're going to get going on our dry ingredients really quick. You need 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, Love this container because it has a little leveler in there for you. 1 cup, 1/3 cup. You need a teaspoon of baking soda, pinch of salt, which I already had out. Hi. This is just kosher salt. Also, episode 1, I'm just going to name it. I'm a Morton salt girly. I do not like diamond crystal. I cannot season my food with diamond crystal. I can't get it right. I've tried. I've gone through 2 boxes of it, couldn't get used to it. And then a tablespoon of cinnamon. This cinnamon I'm really into right now. It is Frontier Co-op, and it's Vietnamese 5% oil cinnamon. So, so nice. A tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. Remember that. I'm also doing a little bit heaping because I like it spicy. All right, quick little stir those together. We're ready to combine our bread. Not me walking off camera to consult the recipe to make sure I'm not, lying to you and forgetting anything. Here we go. Now, I'm going to use this spatula, but I probably am going to actually end up switching to the whisk. Maybe not. You don't need this next time. I don't know what I was thinking. Creaming butter with a whisk is hard, and I knew that, but I haven't baked something in a minute, so you're getting the deep cuts in this new YouTube channel I'm doing, okay? Like, you're gonna see me mess up, and you're gonna see, yeah, you're gonna see it all. Don't drop. Okay. I don't add the dry ingredients all at once because it would be too much of a mess, but also just trying to get things incorporated while also not over mixing, but that's not going to be a problem here because I'm done. It's all combined. It looks so good. It looks so cinnamony. It smells like a hug, the vanilla and the cinnamon. I'm ready to pour it in the pan. I'm going to just go with my gut and add a little more butter, I think, so that she really, really doesn't stick. This is how you remember I'm from East Tennessee. I'm just adding extra butter and rubbing it in with my knuckles casually. She's good now. Okay, here we go. Should I do it this way so you can like really like get it in there? Look at that batter going into that pan. Come on, spatula. Just so you can't see how much I'm gonna leave in the bowl so I can lick my fingers as I lick out this bowl in a few minutes. Chef's treat. Don't eat raw eggs or flour. This is gonna bake for 45 minutes to an hour. You're gonna check it at like 40 minutes though. Alexa, set a 40-minute oatmeal bread timer.
Oatmeal bread timer, 40 minutes, starting now.
See you in a few. So I've just taken this out of the oven. I started checking it at 40 minutes. It needed till about 55. Just your usual, check it with a toothpick, should come out clean, mostly. If it's a little bit sticky in the middle, it's still gonna cook a little bit. So this was 55 minutes for me. It's looking lovely. I'm gonna put it on a cooling rack and let it cool for a couple hours and then we'll taste it. So our oatmeal bread has cooled. It's looking lovely. And I'm just going to turn it out onto a serving plate. Here we go. We did it! Perfect. It didn't stick. It looks great. Here she is, oatmeal bread. And I'm going to try a slice. Vincent likes ends, so that's for him. And I'm going to try a middle piece. It's so earthy, it's so cinnamony. This is a really old-fashioned sweet bread. It's nothing fancy. My mom made it all the time growing up, but it's delicious. Brown sugar gives it like a lot of like earthy dark notes. Cinnamon gives it a little bit of spice. Good warmth from the vanilla. What I like about this bread in particular is because it's in a loaf pan and it does bake for basically an hour, you get a sort of like moist, cakey interior, but you get some like crunch along the edges, so it's like the best of both worlds. Now, you can eat this with a little butter or jam on it, or just plain with breakfast, with your coffee or tea. You can have it as a snack. You can have it as dessert. You could probably like sear it with some butter in a pan and put some ice cream on it and feel fancy. I'm just gonna eat it.